Hi there everyone, it's Greg from RPM Technic here. It's been a little while since I've done a car spotlight video on one of our used Porsches. So I thought today to do it on this Carrera GTS and what specifically is interesting about this one and also what makes a GTS different to a C2S. So if we start by looking around the exterior of the car, and this particular one is obviously in cracking order as you can see. So the GTS's, from that angle it looks really cool, is they had a wide body chassis. So they're 40mm wider than a standard C2 or C2S, and that chassis, put the teeth in, was the same as a C4S, GT3 RS or Turbo. So what makes them special is that they did not make a rear wheel drive car other than the GTS with that wide body chassis. They also included, Porsche included the RS Spider 19-inch centre-lock wheels, which just look lovely. The other things that make a GTS special is that the engines in these cars, obviously they run the DFI engine, direct fuel injection, and as standard the C2S has had 385 brake, which, let's be honest, is plenty and is very fast. And Porsche offered as an option £8,000 option, I may add, to take it from 385 to 408 horsepower. So when they did that, not many people ticked it on a C2S. So when they got to the end of the production run of 997 is when they bought out the GTS series of cars. And so what they used it to do effectively was use up a lot of, obviously, the parts that they'd ordered from suppliers and so on and so forth, and include them all in one particular car. So they made the GTSs from 2010 to 2012, so not a huge production run. But at that time in Porsche's history, the majority of the cars they were selling were PDK. And the PDK gearbox is obviously fantastic, efficient, user-friendly, all of the above. But if you were a driver, a lot of people still wanted a manual. So to find these cars with a manual transmission is actually pretty hard. And if you go online and have a look, there's usually about 4 or 5 for sale. I think the production for the UK, Porsche never actually said on 997s, but it's rumoured to be under 100. So what's special about this actual car is the fact that it's got 3 pedals. So it's a manual 6-speed transmission. This one as well is obviously a rear wheel drive because they did produce them in 4-wheel drive, and it's a coupe. So it's a real driver orientated car, more power, naturally aspirated. And this one's got all the right options on it. So you've got the Alcantara bits inside, Bose sound system upgrade. If we jump in, it also had the chrono package. So there's a bit of a misconception that they all had chrono, which they didn't. So what chrono actually does is, obviously it's denoted by the timer on the dashboard, but down here you get a sport button. And when you press that, it makes the dampers firmer, which you can knock back. But it also made the throttle more aggressive, a little bit sharper, weighted up the steering, and also slightly relaxed the traction control. So nice little option to have, and as I say, not many have it, or not all of them have it, should I say. And this one's also got heated seats, nav, climate control, again the lovely Alcantara steering wheel, seat inserts as well. But it's just been really, really well cared for. The eagle-eyed amongst you will also notice, I'll be impressed if anyone has actually noticed, is that it's running slightly lower, 10mm lower than a normal one. So we fitted some lowering springs for the previous customer. The factory original springs come with the car. So what I'll do next, I think, is we'll get it warmed up and have a listen to it. GTS now, so I'm always a bit pedantic about letting the cars warm up properly. So we've got a water temperature, obviously these are water-cooled cars, so that is the first one to come up, and until that comes up to temperature we always keep our revs below 3.5k, and again same with the oil, so the oil will shortly follow that one, and up until that point again just keep the revs low, just let the transmission oil warm, let the engine warm up. To be honest, even up to 3.5k gives you plenty of scope to get a bit of a lick on anyway. But hopefully the microphone on the phone can hear the naturally aspirated engine just sounds brilliant. So this car's done 41,000 miles, so nice low mileage example. Free of any rattles or squeaks. Inside is absolutely immaculate. And if you have a look in the back, I don't think anyone's even ever sat in the rear seats of the car. So now the engine oil's up to temperature, obviously the coolant's up as well, and you can feel the gearbox is a little bit slicker as everything just comes to you. So what we'll do now is we'll sort of rev it up to sort of 5.5, 6k, so you can have a listen to what the engine sounds like when the throttle's fully opened. So hopefully that gives you a nice insight into what a GTS is about, and in particular this car, and also some nice sound clips, because pictures don't do that on the internet. So if you have any questions or queries about this particular car, please give us a shout. We're open 6 days a week and always happy to help.